way this morning. We just left our campsite, which is just on that ridge there in the foreground. And Dustin is attempting to fix Colorado Trail CDT marker sign that fell. And we're just sort of continuing up this valley. And today we're going to walk a lot of the day along the Cochetopa River, Creek, something like that, in the Cochetopa Valley, and that should be really pretty and a nice day. Alright, so we're walking up this road. For some reason I'm extra hungry this morning, and I was starting to feel just kind of weak, and like, okay, I gotta eat something. What do I have left? At this point, it's definitely at the rationing food stage. So this guy's coming the other way on an ATV, and we always kind of wave at whoever passes, and he stops. So we stop. He says hi, and he says, "Do you like fruit?" And I thought, oh my God, I'm not going to get my hopes up. Is this guy going to give us some fruit, or am I just hallucinating? And he does. He opens his bag. He gives each of us a banana and a peach, which lasted me about through the end of the conversation with him. That's what's left. Oh my gosh, that was so good. That was just an amazing gift. Super nice guy too. He said he's been coming here for 50 years, over 50 years, and he's 79. And he rides around on his last day giving hikers fruit. That is that's a good trail angel right there, if I ever met one. Anyway, thank you. What's the guy's name again?
Rudy Garcia.
Rudy Garcia.
A redneck rancher from northern New Mexico.
Self-described. Also, yeah, well anyway, he's a really nice guy. Thank you. Just got rained on for about 3 hours. Not super fun, but at least it wasn't cold and windy. We did have to cross a stream or a creek. Took our shoes off, decided that they weren't quite wet enough, that they would actually get a little wetter by walking through the river. I don't know if that was true. Maybe wishful thinking. Anyway, our feet are pretty wet, and they'll probably be that way all day. But it's not raining now, so I'll take it. Good morning. We are camped in this meadow. This is where we ended up last night. After the last video yesterday, where we had just walked in the rain for 3 hours, we got like a break for like 45 minutes. Started to feel like we were drying out a little bit. The rain gear keeps us pretty dry, like in our core, but the feet are wet. The cuffs of the sleeves and the jacket, start getting wet, and they start getting your shirt wet, and the cuffs of my pants are really wet. And so anyway, you start getting slowly more wet. Anyway, we started to dry out, and then we got another rain spell. So we walked in the rain for another, 2 hours. And it was more windy that time, and all this, this grass and stuff, and these willows, you walk by them on the trail, and they're just soaking wet. So you just touch them, and they unleash a shower onto your shoes. So by the time we got here, we were wringing out our socks and our insoles. Our socks are still drying there on our trekking poles. But yeah, it took us a while after getting here to try to set stuff out so that it would dry. It was cold last night, so that didn't help. But it wasn't raining when we got here, so that was really nice. We were able to set up the tent when it was dry. And this morning we both woke up, we're like, the solar train has arrived. So we started setting out all of our stuff. This whole area was covered with our stuff and hanging it in the tent. And so feet are still wet, or shoes are still wet, but we're drying out, and we're gonna head up the trail in that direction towards San Luis Peak. And we'll get to the saddle there at about 12,500 feet and see what the weather's like. If it looks like it does now, or not too much worse, I think we'll probably try for the summit. It's a 14,000 something foot summit. If it doesn't look great, if the weather deteriorates, obviously we won't go up there. We'll just continue on the trail. So that's our day, and we are gonna pack up and head down the trail. There's like 6 or 7 ptarmigan right there, doing some scouting out for something delicious to eat. I have no idea what they're doing, but it kind of seems like that's what they're doing. I almost missed them. They look so much like rocks. Okay, so there's the saddle that we're headed for below San Luis Peak, which is just kind of obscured by those trees there. I think that's the summit, 14,000 something feet. So we'll see what the forces of nature have in store for us today. Oh, this is cool too. This whole valley, we've seen several really neat beaver dams, and here's 2 of them, actually 3 right there. I haven't seen any of the architects and builders of these fine creations, but I'm sure they're out there surveying, repairing, monitoring their creation. It's kind of cool to think about. Anyway, they're really neat. It's amazing. The force that those withstand, all that water flowing through here. It's pretty cool. Such as little animals. And then that's the valley we came up. San Luis Peak. Here we are again, back on top of the world. Or so it feels like it. This is really amazing. We're so lucky to be up here. I feel like there's this miraculous little weather opening that let us come up here. There's some threatening clouds in almost every direction, but somehow right here it's pretty decent. So we're gonna spend a little time here and not press our luck too much, but wow, it's just amazing to be up here and look at just every direction. There's something spectacular to look at. There are all these probably doesn't come out in the video, but these birds just like surfing the currents of air up here. They're just cruising around, and the saddle is down there, so kind of came up here. We'll head back down there, and then continue in that direction. And we think that spot that's the most sunniest is probably San Luis Pass, and I think we're headed there, and we'll probably set up our camp for tonight before tomorrow, which is our last day to Spring Creek Pass and Creed, where we'll meet up with Chicken Sandy and have a nice couple days in Creed. Anyway, this is San Luis Pass, or San Luis Peak, and it's just amazing. There it is. I came down that ridge line and then traversed this valley this little saddle right now, and
It's raining again.
it's raining again, lightly. That's all right. We're going that way. It's the nightly water gathering ceremony. We stopped at this stream and we're just gonna get enough water. There's a place about 1.5 miles away that we think we want to camp, and so we're just gonna get water here and carry it up to that camp. All the streams are just full of water right now. Even this really small one, which might be dry otherwise, is doing really well. It's I don't know, presumably so much rain last night or yesterday and the night before. So just gonna hang out here for a few minutes and let that water filter, and then head up that way and find a camp. Down that valley a couple of miles, like 10, we'd be in Creed. Doesn't get much better than this. The evening cloud show continues. And there's the moon.